didn't like it at all. He didn't like how the family was portrayed or anything like that. We can talk about the old movie too.
Wasn't that all made up? Did I find out he made that up or something?
No, the story is at one point, I do believe he was doing an interview, and he was finally getting fed up with everybody saying it was made up, that he was lying, all this stuff was going on. And he said, you know what, I don't care, you believe what you want to.
Oh.
You know, I'm not saying it happened, I'm not saying it didn't, you guys believe what you want to, you're going to believe it anyway.
Huh.
People's blown that out of proportion now and said that he's disproved it, that he said that, it never happened. He's never actually said it didn't happen. He said, I don't care what you believe what you want to. So, he's never actually said it was made up. The story goes, though, that it was that, the true story is that Ronald DeFeo killed his entire family in that house. He had went to jail for it, and when George Lutz bought the house, the story is that him and Jay Anderson, the writer of the book, sat down and discussed the book and talked about, doing this horror ghost story type thing, signed the contracts. They discussed it with DeFeo's lawyer, and that's when his lawyer tried to get the insanity plea for him, that it was ghosts, that he was hearing voices, this and that. One of the main things that I found interesting, if you actually go on some of the web pages and read about the DeFeo murders, is that there's a lot of evidence that he didn't do it alone, that his sister Dawn helped do it, or that Dawn set him up, that the only person that he actually killed was his sister. He was on drugs, he was doing a lot of acid, doing a lot of marijuana and stuff at the time. The story is that he got all drugged up one night. He'd been in a fight with his dad, and she decided she wanted to kill him. They wouldn't let her go out. She had a new boyfriend. They didn't like her boyfriend. She got him all drugged up one night and went out. It was supposedly Ronald DeFeo, his sister, and 2 of her friends. The reason they say this is because every victim was found laying face down in the bed. Every victim was shot in the back of the head using a rifle. And that none of them woke up during this. None of the neighbors heard it. If you're hearing 5 or 6 gunshot blasts, the neighbor's going to wake up. They're going to hear it. They believe it was all fired at about the same time. They had it all timed out. There was different people firing. And that when Ronald found out about it, he got pissed and he ended up shooting Dawn and killing her. So, there's mixed stories in there. I mean, if you get a chance, check out the AmityvilleHoax.com, the AmityvilleLegend.com. There are some good websites out there talking about this. As for the movie, if you read the book... The book and the movie, they split off a lot. I mean, there's a lot of inconsistencies in both of them. If you go to AmityvilleHoax.com and read that website, they point out every little inconsistency they can find in the book, about the priest, about the make and model of the cars.
Our cameraman shit himself.
The movie itself wasn't bad. I mean, it got the point across. I thought it was very good. I didn't like the whole bleeding wall thing at the end, where blood coming down the walls and stuff. I mean, that was too Hollywood for me.
Get out.
Get out! Even George Lutz has said several times that the movie and the book really blew it out of proportion of what really happened. That he says the levitations happened, stuff like that, but it was more of a feeling, more internal than anything.
If it bothered him so much, he shouldn't have sold the story.
Yeah.
I bet it didn't bother him to take the money.
No, I'm sure he enjoyed that.
No, he wasn't pissed till he ran out and needed more, I wouldn't assume. So, George Lutz, you're an asshole.
He's dead now.
No, he can't sue us.
Now he can't sue us.
You're a real asshole then.
Actually, I like George. I thought he was a decent guy. I mean, I think he did what he thought he needed to do, As for the story, whether it's true or not, I lean more towards that he made the stuff up. At least most of it. I mean, I think he really blew it out of proportion. Really, allowed them to take a lot of creative license with it. If you get a chance, read
that's what makes him an asshole.
If you get a chance, make sure you read all 3 of the Amityville horror books. There's not just one out there. The first one was written by Jay Anderson. They had Amityville 2 and they had Amityville 3, the final chapter. The third one, the final chapter, was actually closely written with George Lutz. He was doing a lot of the writing with the author. So that's one of the better stories out there. It continues the story. The movie, you only see the 28 days that they actually lived in the house. 29 days, whatever it was. Once they moved
out.
Yeah, they moved out, but supposedly the spirit followed them. And this details the next, like, 4 or 5 years of their life trying to deal with the spirit, try to, figure out what was going on. Well, that is all the movies I have. You guys have any other ghost-related movies you want to talk about? Ghost stuff?
Ghostbusters.
Hey, we didn't talk about Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Good movie.
Go
Good
figure.
movie.
Ghost
We
Group
forget
didn't talk
Ghostbusters.
about Ghostbusters.
Okay, second movie wasn't so great. First movie was
First one
classic.
awesome.
Oh, yeah. You hear they got a new one coming out.
Yeah.
They just came out with a new video game. I guess if you ever, apparently you're on YouTube now watching our videos. If you get a chance, do a search for Ghostbusters vs. Freddy. That's a pretty good movie. It's about the Denver branch of the Ghostbusters from Denver, Colorado, fighting Freddy in the dreams. Pretty good movie. Especially for a fan film. Ghostbusters was great. I mean, it got their name out there.
Yeah.
The only problem with it is that they played it. I mean, it's supposed to be a comedy. They played it off. So now, every time we go anywhere, anytime you tell somebody, you're a paranormal investigator, like Ghostbusters, that's what you hear all the time. Where's your proton pack? I mean, it works at a bar.
I left it with your wife when I left there.
Yeah, you
in
tell a hot
hurry.
chick, I'm a ghost hunter. You want to go to my vans with my proton pack? It works,
Well, I could show her somewhere else, not to me.
Uh-huh. Well, van's closer,
Look under the sheet. My proton pack.
Slimer was awesome. I mean, it was just a great, fun movie to play in. So, or to watch. I haven't got to try out the video game yet. I will have to try out the video game. If you like them type of games, there's several others out there. Lighthouse, I believe, is one, and Darkness Falls, I believe, are the titles of them. They're actual ghost hunting video games for the PC. One of them, I know you're in a mansion, and they drop you off, and you gotta get video recorders, do EVPs, do photography, stuff like that. Try to figure out what the ghost is telling you. You're actually doing, a haunted investigation. So if you get a chance, check out them video games. Well, I think that's it for this week's edition of our Hometown Haunts. Make sure you check us out on the web, www.indianaparanormal.us. We will see you again next week. I'm not sure what we're going to be talking about. Again, we're just going to be winging these for the first few episodes and get a few under our belt. Thanks a lot.